Hey there, language learners. I'm Sarah from New York City.
And I'm Tom from a small village in the countryside. Welcome to our channel.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's sure to get you talking city life versus village life.
That's right, we'll be sharing our experiences, and by the end of this video, you'll have plenty of new vocabulary and conversation ideas.
So grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's jump right in.
Alright, Sarah, let's start with the basics. What's the best thing about living in the city?
Oh, that's easy. The energy is unbeatable. There's always something happening, 24/7. You want Thai food at 2 a.m.? No problem. What about you, Tom? What's the best part of village life?
For me, it's all about peace and tranquility. Waking up to birds chirping instead of car horns is priceless. The sense of community is also amazing. Everyone knows each other here.
That does sound nice, but don't you ever feel like you're missing out on opportunities?
Sometimes, yes. That's probably the biggest downside of village life, the lack of diverse job opportunities and cultural events. If you want to pursue certain careers or hobbies, you often have to travel to the nearest city.
I can see how that would be frustrating. In the city, we have the opposite problem: too many options. Sometimes it's overwhelming.
I bet. What would you say is the worst thing about city life, Sarah?
I'd say it's the constant noise and the fast-paced lifestyle. Sometimes it feels like you can't catch your breath. And don't get me started on the cost of living.
Oh yes, I've heard city rent prices can be pretty scary.
Terrifying is more like it. But let's talk about something more positive: food. How does village life affect your eating habits, Tom?
Well, we mostly eat home-cooked meals with fresh, local ingredients. Many people here have their own vegetable gardens, but if you want exotic food, you're out of luck.
That sounds delicious and healthy. City life is the opposite. We can find cuisine from all over the world, but home-cooked meals are a rarity for many of us. It's all about convenience.
I guess both have their pros and cons. Sarah, how do you stay connected with nature in the city?
It's a challenge, for sure. We have some great parks, like Central Park in New York, but it's not the same as being surrounded by nature. I try to keep plants in my apartment and visit botanical gardens when I can. How about you, Tom? Do you ever feel disconnected from the wider world?
Sometimes, yes. We don't have the same access to cultural events or diverse communities, but the internet helps a lot. I can take online courses or virtually tour museums around the world.
That's a great point about technology. It's really bridging the gap between urban and rural life in many ways.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about transportation. How do you usually get around in the city?
Mostly public transport, subways and buses. It's efficient, but can be crowded. A lot of people also walk or bike. What about in the village?
We rely heavily on cars here. Public transport is limited, and distances can be quite far, but the traffic is much better than in the city.
I can imagine. No rush hour traffic jams, right?
Not usually, no, but we do have to watch out for tractors on the road sometimes. Both laugh.
Okay, time for a quick language focus. Let's break down some useful vocabulary we've used.
Bustling, ADJ, full of activity. Tranquility, in peace and quiet. 24/7, all the time, every day. Fast-paced, ADJ, moving or happening very quickly. Overwhelming, ADJ, very intense. Hard to deal with. Convenience, in the state of being easy to do or use. Great words, viewers. Try using these in your own sentences in the comments.
Now, let's talk about social life. How easy is it to make friends in the village, Tom?
It's pretty easy because everyone knows everyone. The downside is that privacy can be hard to come by. How about in the city?
It's a mixed bag. There are lots of opportunities to meet people, but it can also feel lonely in a crowd. Making deep connections takes effort.
Interesting. What about healthcare and education? How do they compare?
In the city, we have access to top hospitals and universities, but they can be overcrowded and expensive. What's it like in the village?
We have basic healthcare, but for specialists or emergencies, we often need to travel to larger towns. Schools are smaller, which means more individual attention, but fewer resources.
I see. It seems like both lifestyles have their trade-offs.
Definitely. If you could change one thing about city life, what would it be?
I'd add more green spaces. Sometimes you just need a break from the concrete jungle. What about you and village life?
I'd love to have more cultural events, maybe a small theater or an art gallery.
That would be lovely. Well, we're nearly out of time. Any final thoughts on city versus village life? Tom?
I think both have their charms. It really depends on what you value most: excitement or tranquility, opportunities or community, convenience or connection to nature.
Couldn't agree more. There's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Exactly. Now, viewers, it's your turn. In the comments, tell us, where do you live, city, village, or somewhere in between? What's your favorite and least favorite thing about it? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Don't forget to use some of the new vocabulary we discussed today.
That's all for now, language learners. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
And remember, whether you're a city slicker or a country folk, there's always something new to learn. See you in the next video.